How you guys doing? This is very important in reference to the history of America and the history of roles and other things, of course. And in reference to the history of how long this government agent's been holding on to my identification that my mother, Doris Duke, had delivered to the Indiana government. The man that's holding on to the identification must get arrested. That identification is my identification. My mother had delivered it to the Indiana government back in the 80s. And this man has been holding on to that identification for over 40 years, probably. Since the first time they had kidnapped me. My mother had had court cases, and this man has been holding on to my identification for over 40 years. Probably, or 30-something years. The man has to be arrested by the U.S. Marshals or the ATF or local law enforcement. No matter what the man's excuse is, no matter who the man is, no matter what race or religion the man is, the man has to be arrested for holding on to my identification. The man has stolen millions of dollars from me, or even billions, with the use of a stolen identification that my mother had delivered to the courts or had delivered to the governor's office or mayor's office, whichever, or to law enforcement. The activity of this man holding on to this driver's license or identification, the man has intentionally had malicious reasons of his own identity of his ways of trying to steal my teeth. They just messed with my mouth when I was talking. Meaning the abuses that this man has done and the monies that he has stolen, the man must be arrested and prosecuted for his malicious acts of violence and his mutilation activities. They're still burning my teeth. They're still damaging my teeth. They're doing it right now, and today is January 22nd, 2023. The satellite man is still burning my face and teeth. That is a violation of dentistry protection laws of America. This man has even tried to call me a fake. When there's x-rays that are dated, MRI information that is dated, in reference to my facial structure and my anatomy. These people tried to call my penis fake when it is documented in x-rays and MRI information and photographs before they had tried to steal from my penis size. My penis is my anatomy. It's my tissue. It's part of my body. These people had no right trying to steal my penis size because of their smaller penises, or whatever their problem was in their brain. I've never done nothing wrong with my royal penis or my anatomy. These people need to get prosecuted for their lies and tricks. And some of these gay government men have tried to play, well, they'll say something like, well, they thought you were looking too attractive for your ethnicity, for them not wanting to rape you or to steal from your body. No. See, I'm not playing that shit. I'm not playing your provocative accusations of a person, the way they dress, the way they carry themselves, the way they live their life. I'm not playing your shit. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in somebody dressing provocative or somebody looking good or attractive where you could rape them. I have never in my entire life ever thought that that would ever be a feasible activity, meaning like a legal activity of any rapist or mutilator, such as a person saying, oh, that person had such nice teeth that this government man or this racist or reverse racist government man wanted to fuck up somebody else's teeth. No, I don't believe in that. My grandparents owned dentist offices back in the 1800s and even before. So in reference to government people playing their tricks of mutilating people's teeth, I don't agree with your activities, no matter what. And you must get charged for covering up the years of mutilation. It is a crime. You're violating a person's person, meaning you're violating a person's anatomy because of some of the thoughts that you have in your fucking psycho brains, government man. No matter what you say, no matter what you come up with, the fact of you invading another person's anatomy with your satellite or your handheld lasers of physically grabbing a person. And, you know, the men that the man that has done this to me is one of the men that's seen my birth identification, or he's one of the men that's holding on to the identification of my mother when she had sent the identification of mine and delivered it to Indianapolis. So this man that has been mutilating my face and teeth is one of the men that's tied in with the people that are holding on to my identification. And that man's a German, or he's mixed with something else, I'm not sure. But he's not my race, and his fingerprints don't match mine, and his DNA doesn't match mine. So the government is definitely involved criminally with the activity of this man that's been trying to steal my identity for over 40 plus years. The man must be prosecuted. All branches of law enforcement must be alerted of the man's identity, and they must converge onto this man's location. The man that has been stealing my identification, the man that has been terrorizing me with satellites, it is obligatory by law. We know a lot of law enforcement might say, well, they're using satellites. Well, law enforcement has satellites too. This man has been damaging my face and teeth for a long time. I am a historic person of America. So in reference to the government man and law enforcement, anybody conspiring against me must get prosecuted. I'm a historic figure of America. I own historic landmarks in reference to my mother and father and grandparents too. I'm the good guy, not the bad guy. So in reference to anybody conspiring against me, they must get prosecuted. I'm never going to be the bad guy. The guidelines of the country are the guidelines of the country. And in reference to the activity of people that have tried to steal my identity, or people trying to put their stipulations on me or their activity, like say for instance, if somebody was smoking cigarettes, cigarettes are legal in America. It's not legal for people to be hitting people in the teeth. And when Germans came into America and then they tried to attack people that had legal rights to smoke cigarettes, they have to get prosecuted. Cigarettes was legal in America before Germans came into America. So the German satellite controllers or the Middle Eastern satellite controllers must get prosecuted. That's just the facts of law. Them damaging people's teeth because they smoke cigarettes, that's a violation of American policies. Cigarettes are taxed. Cigarettes are sold in numerous locations in America. And if somebody's of the age of 21, and since that's what the law is now, anybody physically assaulting a person because of cigarettes that they are legally bought, the government must be prosecuted. No matter what. The medical industry cannot attack people because they smoke cigarettes. You cannot force a person to stop smoking cigarettes because you wanted to steal their sperm, or you wanted to steal their egg, so you could steal their genetics, or so you could try to breed illegally with poaching their sperm or egg. That is treason. This is just general information. And in reference to criminals in government or racists in government that are trying to put their stipulations on another person's life, that is treason. These people have tortured and mutilated people to try to control a person's life for their own enjoyment, for their own psychology of their psycho brains, of them slandering and abusing other people. These people are sick in their brains. They're sick with it. These people are. They're trying to play their dictatorship of torturing or mutilating a person's life. Like, for instance, if you ate chicken or beef, this satellite man would try to terrorize a person saying he thought people was taking food out of his family's mouth. Well, what grocery store does that man go to? Because that man doesn't have a right going to grocery stores in America pretty much. That man's not allowed to go to the grocery store I go to. Like this man, them fucking up people's teeth is treason. There's American dentistry policies in this country. The government does not have a right fucking up people's teeth. They have to get prosecuted, whoever they are. They're still snaggletoothing me right here. They've been doing that since I got out of bed. It's attempted murder. It's physical assault. Ask the government. Ask Congress. Ask anybody. Do you think burning a person's teeth with 5th degree burns is what it is? Because it burns bone. And 4th degree and 5th degree burns. Do you think that's legal? Because if any government man thinks it's legal at all for what they've been doing to me, the government man has to get arrested. The government man and his conspirators have made up lies. This is still going on after all these years. The government intentionally trying to play confusion with my identity. This Ray family name has caused a lot of problems. My mother delivered the identification back in the 80s. This government man's been hiding the identification. And he's one of the people that's been calling me this Mark Ray name all these years. And he's the one that's forced me to have to use the Mark Ray name, while he was stealing my identification in reference to my mother and father. And hello, Walt Disney World, and hello, Doris Duke Foundation, and in reference to History of Information. How many times did the Doris Duke office deliver identification to Indianapolis? How many times did Walt Disney World deliver identification to Indianapolis? Or in reference to my mother and father's companies that are businesses in all 50 states, or any other country that had the identification information, how many of them have delivered identification to Indianapolis?